The ASI Alliance has released a roadmap for 2025, and many people are very excited. But is it worth the hype, or is it rather a flop? Let's have a look at it. Let's go through it and see if we think it's good or not. We'll jump right into it, but it's a little bit small and tiny, so if I put it here, I have no idea if you can read any of that. Unfortunately, I cannot really make it bigger, so you have to bear with me here. We'll go through that, and let me know in the chat if you can read that a little bit. The issue is you cannot really zoom in closer. It's a bit stupid. Anyway, let's have a look at the roadmap, and let's go through that. So first of all, we have here the roadmap split in 4 quarters, and then in 4 areas. The areas are, first of all, ecosystem in general, then deployment and applications, then AI algorithms and models, and then on the bottom here, infrastructure, network, and tools. Second, all right. Yeah, infrastructure, network, and tools. And then we have that for every quarter. So the first thing we want to understand here is, how does this roadmap present itself in the context of the upcoming bull run? And most likely, of course, nobody knows for sure. I have no idea what I'm talking about. It could all crash tomorrow. It could all be different this time. There could be a black swan, there could be a white swan, it could be an extended cycle, who knows? But going from history, most likely the bull run will be the entire year of 2025, and we'll go into the next bear market right at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026. So all the fun will be over in 2026. Okay, we want to understand that. So it is relatively important, at least when it comes to Web3 hype crypto money, that in 2025 a few cool things happen, so that people get excited and put all their money in that project, and then it all crashes, goes to zero, and not to zero, but and we pay ourselves, we take profits, and yeah, basically let everybody else stand in the rain. Anyway, so we want to see a few cool things for 2025, because this is when the bull run really is at its peak, and in 2026 we'll likely jump into the next bear market. So whatever happens in 2026 is not really of any concern when it comes to crypto and Web3, because people will not care about it anymore in 2026, because the bear market will kick in and everybody will call crypto a scam and stupid, and nobody will be interested in it, just as it has been every cycle. It still could be interesting, though, in terms of AI development and real-world economic value, as we talk about so much. But yeah, let us see what is planned for 2025, and if this is interesting, valuable, and able to generate hype for people in crypto and Web3. Because obviously we want to use the bull run hype when the bull run hype presents itself. So first of all, the top layer here, ecosystem, we have basically the same throughout all Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. They're working on the earn and burn, continue to work on the earn and burn mechanism, which obviously is amazing, because earn and burn mechanism is which will make the tokens very valuable, and obviously also creates the income streams for the ASI Alliance. So this is in the works basically the whole time now, which is a good thing. And then there are a few other minor things like hackathons, challenges, data incentives, things like that. Not much to look at here. When we go down, so we are now in deployment, Q1, deployment and applications. We first of all have here create an MVP environment for deployment of AI applications using all stack components, features, GitHub integration, agentverse support, compute, and inference engine. Now, I'm a little bit confused by that, not a lot, but I was under the impression you already have an environment for deployment and applications. you already have an environment where people can deploy their own AI features. Now, what I think is what this means is that they will, because they're right here using all stack components, that it just will be extended. So for now, you have the agent verse. You can deploy your AI agents there, but probably what they will integrate here is that it will be integrated with the whole tech stack. So that means it will be probably very easy to have also the Kudos compute, which I also write down there, to be integrated with the agents that you can deploy. This is what I would think. Now, this is interesting for developers, interesting for people who work on their own AI bots. Not so much of interest for crypto Web3, obviously, and also not so much of interest probably for the normal everyday user. Like GitHub integration, okay, cool. Is anyone here on this channel who actually uses GitHub to download models from GitHub and uses these models? I have never done that. Theoretically, I probably could work out how to do that. It's probably not that complicated, but I am definitely a tech level too stupid to do that confidently. Probably I could, but it's nothing I do ever. If you do that, let me know in the chat or let me know in the comments. So I would say in Q1, interesting for developers, for more tech-savvy people, but not so much interesting for the everyday user. If we go further down in Q1 and we look at AI algorithms and models, don't laugh at me. I'm an idiot when it comes to tech. I'm just interested. Yeah, I mean, I can work myself into things if I look at them, but yeah, overall, I'm really an idiot when it comes to deeper tech features and applications. Yeah, so going down to AI models, algorithms. Yes, I see everything. I see you laughing every time. So going into AI algorithms and models. So we have advanced AI-driven robotics using vision language action models and brain-inspired architectures to revolutionize industries, onboarding customers and partners to build specialized models on VLAs. So this is basically Cortex, right? So they already talked about, yes, Cortex will be started to deploy in December, and we will be able to stake our tokens in mid-December is what they said. And we need to understand something here, guys. Yes, tech companies say a lot when the day is long. I don't know if this saying exists in English. It definitely is a saying in German that you say a lot when the day is long. I don't know if that makes sense in English. But anyway, don't give too much about deadlines and what dates they are giving. I never saw. Obviously, it was great when they say, yes, you will be able to stake your tokens mid-December. We have mid-December now. We are approaching end of December. Holidays are basically here, right? It's the rest of this week, and then we basically have holidays. I don't expect anything to happen in December. If it happens, if we can stake our tokens tomorrow, I'll definitely let you know. I'll probably make an emergency update video or something like that. But I don't expect that to happen. I expect these things to happen in, well, Q1, probably starting with January next year. And I also write it here. When we look at the brown or maroon or whatever you call this color, no, maroon is probably more reddish. I don't know. I'm a male. I just think in brown and red, so this is brown. When you look at this, we'll probably see Cortex being highly developed and pushed in January, which I also describe here. So features: biochemistry, medical, AlphaFold 3, and physics. Physics-informed neural network models, inference-serving infrastructure with self-scaling automated deployment architecture. And this sounds pretty cool. So you have onboarding of a lot of customers. I already have a few customers in the works. And guys, another thing, I will put out the video. I know I've promised it. I've worked on it. Cut me some slack. We have holidays. I will put out the Cortex video tomorrow. Okay, you will got the Cortex video where I walk a little bit through the assessment report and talk about how that all will look like tomorrow. It's already almost done. You'll have it tomorrow. Good. But looking into that here, you see the Cortex model, which works with advanced robotics and advancing robotic features, will be deployed in the industries of biochemistry, medical industry, using AlphaFold, physics, neural networks, things like that. So you probably also have warehousing. You have different universities who already said that they will use the Cortex model. Now, I'm definitely interested how that develops in Q1, and this is definitely an interesting thing for everybody in Web3 and everybody holding the FET token, because, of course, this is the very first income stream that is now created. So we're all looking at that with with eagle eyes to see how that is going, because the better this is going, the more value our tokens will have. All right. So this is pretty cool. This will be heavily worked on in Q1. Going further down here, the next thing in Q1, when we look at the blue thing here, infrastructure, network, and tools. We have decentralized compute network utilizing intercloud technologies with high-performance data centers. Features automated bare metal provisioning. Bare metal provisioning? I don't know what that means. No, honestly, I don't know what that means. Automated bare metal provisioning. I have no idea what that means. Maybe my English is too bad for that. Anyway, I'm just a tech noob, so yeah. Anyway, S3 and InfiniBand support. Yeah, I also have no idea what that means. And then Singularity Infrastructure live as compute supplier. Now, this is cool. Singularity Infrastructure live as compute supplier is pretty cool because, as I write here, decentralized compute network utilizing intercloud technologies with high-performance data centers. This is basically, at least the way I understand it, this is a full integration with the Kudos data centers and the Kudos network. And maybe this is also NuNet. I'm really waiting for NuNet, right? NuNet needs to put out something. We need to be able to use NuNet pretty soonish in 2025 for sure, because again, this is a year of the bull run. So this should be when NuNet will be available. So I'm looking forward to seeing more about that in Q1. This is kind of interesting, at least a little bit, but yeah. Let's move on to Q2. So overall, Q1 is we'll see a lot of deployment for the earn and burn mechanisms with the Cortex model. We'll see a lot of that, and yeah, working basically on integrating the whole tech stack even better, which they are doing the whole time. So now they write concretely what they are doing, but overall Q1 is, I mean, the earn and burn is pretty cool. I think overall it looks good, but I would assume for the normal everyday user, this probably looks a little bit disappointing. But yeah, let's look into Q2. And in Q2, we have here the extend. So we look at deployment applications again. We have extended MVP for payments and developer spaces with agent templates. AI users have ability to use aggregated open source LLMs. So that's pretty nice. That's actually pretty nice. They will probably lose Llama 3, Llama 3.2 a lot. When we look at Cortex, I'll also talk about that in the video that you'll get tomorrow, that Cortex will also use Llama 3 a lot, which is the open LLM from Meta. And here we really see the power of the open source community. And this is why I love open source, because when something is open source, you don't need to reinvent the wheel completely new every time. You can just build on top of each other, which obviously enables a lot of faster innovation and advancements, a lot of innovations and advancements very fast. So this is pretty nice. And here in Q2 of 2025, you probably will be able to have the whole tech stack integrated with open source LLMs. So this is pretty nice. Features payment aggregation, developer spaces, LLM aggregation, and agent templates. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. When we look now at AI algorithm models, the brown here in Q2, we have AI to AI self-learning using decentralized knowledge graphs and the Hyperon neural symbolic evolutionary cognitive architecture. Feature traceable data set assets, verifiable data provenance, and knowledge explorer. Now, this could be where maybe the normal everyday user finally gets to try and use Hyperon. I am not 100% sure, but this could be. So this is in Q2 of 2025. I would expect more Hyperon stuff to be out there. And I will definitely have an eagle eye on when we are able to use Hyperon finally. So AI to AI self-learning using decentralized knowledge graphs and the Hyperon neural symbolic evolutionary cognitive architecture. How I understand that AI to AI self-learning using decentralized knowledge graphs is basically the Hyperon architecture, right? And when you have AI to AI self-learning is probably in combination with the large language models, which I already talked about up there, up in the deployment section. And probably with the AI agents that will already be deployed in different companies from the Earn and Burn initiative, which then all will be can be used to develop Hyperon's knowledge base even further. So this sounds pretty interesting. Let's see how that then actually presents itself in Q2 next year. Now moving on to infrastructure, network, and tools. Buy, sell, and trade data on a DEX. So this is pretty interesting. This is probably a huge ocean initiative that you will be able to buy, sell, and trade data on a decentralized exchange. So you can already get your data NFT, your data token, basically, your data token on Ocean. And then it will be implemented that you can then buy, sell, and trade that data on a DEX. I have a video somewhere where I talk about what that means. That does not mean that other people get access to your data, but that means that other people can use your data to generate an income for themselves. Enable advanced prediction with world, and neural symbolic AI models. Enable advanced prediction with world-to-world and neural symbolic AI models. Now this is, that sounds like Ocean being implemented into Hyperon. Oh yeah, it says it down here. So we have features, data challenges with government data, real estate prediction, so more prediction for the Ocean predictor model, crypto asset prediction, and advanced prediction using Hyperon. So yes, here's when the predictor model of Ocean will be integrated into Hyperon. And an Ocean Enterprise division. So Q2 looks like in Q2, Hyperon will really start to pick up pace, Q2 2025. All right, so yeah, Q2 2025 looks promising, looks interesting. I'm excited to see what will happen and if we can finally use Hyperon then. Heading over to Q3 and back to the deployment and application section, up here the green one. Data brokering and crowdfunding with access to compute in developer spaces. AI users have access to optimized LLMs. Features, knowledge graphs, developer spaces, LLM tuning optimization, and crowdfunding. Now, this is open source LLMs that they have optimized, right? And this is then 100% for sure. Here, the normal everyday user will have access because I write it right here. AI users will have access to optimized LLMs. Optimized LLMs will likely be LLMs optimized in conjunction with Hyperon. So in Q3 of 2025, this sounds like 100% the normal everyday user will finally be able to use Hyperon for themselves. I know, guys, it's a bit of a long wait, but there's a lot going in there. Now, and going into Hyperon as a development, I would say overall, it's cool, it's amazing, it's fantastic that it finally happens, but it really takes a while. Obviously, the ASI Alliance does not have by any means, in any stretch of imagination, the resources that big tech companies have. But we always need to keep in mind that the big tech companies have a big edge, and they really need to pull something off here so they can not just stay, but actually become relevant in the AI economy and industry. In the eyes of the normal everyday user. Now, obviously, it's cool when they are used, when the ASI Alliance brings out products that are used by businesses, by companies in the economy. That's great, and they create an income stream, and we love that. It pushes our token for sure. It helps us all also to earn more. But Hyperon and bringing out a working Hyperon model is important for one main reason. for one main reason. It is important to finally bring out a working Hyperon model that a normal everyday user can interact with, so that the regular bum who has no technical knowledge, just like me, yes, so I'm not insulting you, I'm talking about me here, has something to play with, so that it can spread throughout. If we look at the adoption of ChatGPT, this is the best example that I can give you. Look at how ChatGPT was adopted. It spread like a wildfire through the freaking world. Everybody wanted to use the new cool AI thing. And now everybody, when we talk about AI, it's basically ChatGPT. Obviously, there are other models. There's Claude. There is, I don't even know the names of the other models on top of my head. What's it called? It was Bard. It's not Bard anymore. It's not Google Bard anymore. I never used that. This is embarrassing. But you know what I'm talking about. There are all these models. Nobody cares about them. Sure, a few people care about them, but everybody cares only about ChatGPT. So we need Hyperon out as a proto AGI, basically, so that it's a new cool thing, so that it can spread, maybe not like a wildfire, but at least a little bit. This is important. Why? Because, again, what is the big vision here? What is the big vision that the ASI Alliance is working on? Decentralized AI, AGI for the benefit of all of humanity. This will not happen if people do not use it, if people use ChatGPT, because you all know the videos. I've talked about that to exhaustion, but the real issue here is that centralized AI that the centralized entities program a bias, a narrative into centralized AI that then just gets repeated over and over again, and people blindly believe that. You can do that very subtly, and then you slowly but surely can prime people into a certain direction and basically gain control over the opinion of the general public, right? This is actually something very, very easy to do. It's incredibly easy to do. All you need is something that creates fear in the minds of people, and then you program into ChatGPT the bias that you want them to believe, and you already see it with the younger generations. What was it? I talked about that in a stream recently. 70% of the younger generations use basically ChatGPT the way we use Google or Wikipedia. So this is their source of knowledge and information. And if people use that as a source of knowledge and information, and it's programmed with a centralized bias, guess what the world will steer towards? Into the direction whatever the centralized entity wants. And this is why decentralized AI is so important and crucial. And this is why Hyperon needs to become interesting in the eyes of the general public. And it looks like maybe we can start playing with it in Q2, but for sure we'll be able to play with it in Q3. And I'll be honest, I'm a bit disappointed about that. I'm definitely a bit disappointed about that because it's really still a long time. Of course, there is a lot of work that goes into that, and they also need to take care of income streams and need to make sure that that runs so they have a proper business there, right? This is important. But yeah, Q3 is still a long time, and like the advantage that the centralized entities already have will not get smaller in that time. So yeah, let's see how that presents itself when we get there. But yeah, Q3, we will be finally able to use Hyperon, at least the way I understand this roadmap. Good. Let's move on to Q3 AI algorithms and models down here. Features VLA models use natural language, vision, and AI to perform tasks. Used NVIDIA Isaac Sim for scalable virtual learning, evolved from open source to large-scale models. Now, and this is basically, and you will see what I'm talking about when you watch the video tomorrow. There are basically 4 phases for the Cortex model and for all the earn and burn models, for all the foundational models that they want to deploy. There are 4 phases, and it looks like in Q3 will be when the 4th phase will be finalized. Obviously, will be deployed and used beforehand. But this, what I write here, the VLA models use natural language, vision, and AI to perform tasks. This is the last phase of finalization phase, phase 4, which you will learn more about in the video tomorrow. And then we have infrastructure, network, and tools in Q3. Decentralized compute network utilizing intercloud technologies with high-performance data centers. Features, GPU cluster management tools, extended smart contract functionality, managed services, IG Kubernetes, GitHub Actions, self-hosted runners, continued onboarding of larger cluster providers for significant computing capacity. Obviously, this is something we always look forward to. More computing capacity. The more computing capacity, the better. And yeah, aside from that, yeah, decentralized compute network utilizing intercloud technologies with high-performance data centers. Yeah, not much to explain here. I think it's very self-explanatory. The really amazing thing here about Q3 is really Hyperon. Good. Moving to Q4, deployment applications. And now Q4 is likely where the bull run will peak. And after that, we'll go into the bear market. No idea what I'm talking about. I'm just going about history here. This is what history says, not financial advice. You know the drill. Good. So developer access to VS Code plugin. AI users can utilize enhanced LLMs with knowledge graphs. ASI 0 supports cross-chain agent registration, distributed compute, and mutable data. Feature LLM plus knowledge graphs. Now, and this is then basically Hyperon in its full strength. You likely can use it before, but this is then really Hyperon in its full capacity with LLM plus knowledge graphs. And yeah, here, Hyperon reasoning learning integration, agent use cases, ASI 0 integration, VS Code plugin. So yeah, from Q3, we really will see a lot of Hyperon into Q4. Moving into AI algorithms and models. Features, performant indexing and optimization for large-scale graphs, knowledge tokenization for data provenance, transparency, and traceability, Ocean Predictor supplying time series prediction to learning algorithms, Hyperon-based probabilistic logical reasoning, and evolutionary program learning. So yeah, as you can see, even more Hyperon integration and a few other things. But this is basically all Hyperon focused. And then looking into the last thing here, infrastructure, networks, and tools in Q4. Ledgerless blockchain for scalable networks of AI microservices to run on ASI networks. And this is basically the final deployment of Hypercycle, right? Which will then apparently happen in Q4. So by the end of Q4, we will have a full standing tech stack of everything being integrated with one another and working seamlessly. You will have a Hyperon model that uses evolutionary learning algorithms and LLMs and other algorithms, whatever they are, all integrated. And when you ask that, it will run on the blockchain with Hypercycles, so it will be decentralized and not run on a centralized entity. And it will work through Kudos cloud data centers, so it will also use a decentralized computing power. Yeah, this is basically the final stage of full decentralization here, right there in Q4. Yeah, let me put myself up here. The final stage in Q4 is the final stage of decentralization. Features, decentralized compute with meta-cycle ledger, ledgerless blockchain, high availability and redundancy, distributed billing and payments, cross-chain interoperability, meta and Roland languages for scalable, secure smart contracts, and secure decentralized Hyperon's neurosymbolic AI. So how that looks like is you will likely be able to start using Hyperon from Q2, and then it will be fully integrated. The full final form of decentralization perfectly works out in Q4. And it needs to happen that way. It needs to happen that way if the ASI Alliance wants to capitalize on Web3 hype money, because Q4 of 2025 will likely be the peak of the bull run, will likely be the top. And after that, we'll go into a long, long, long and sad and very sad bear market. So I hope this will actually... Now, overall, what do I say to this roadmap? What are your overall thoughts about that roadmap? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. What are your overall thoughts about this roadmap? My overall thoughts are, if it's going to be integrated this way without any delays, and it actually happens that way, it is okay. It is okay. I've seen a lot of hype comments also from the ASI community, from other ASI followers, members. I am not that hyped about the roadmap. It is okay. It is okay if they can implement it the way they describe it there without any delays. But it's not amazing. It's also not bad, but I don't think it's amazing because I know things just take their time and we need to be patient. And obviously we play the long game here. But for the 2025 bull run, again, it's okay, but not amazing. That's my overall opinion about this roadmap. Things I would have wished is that we will have some form of usage, some form of hyper-on of whatever for the normal everyday user much sooner. This is the number one thing I would have liked to see. Next thing that I would have liked to see in the roadmap, and maybe it happens, and maybe it's in Q1, because as I talk about compute, but I would have liked to see a NuNet integration in there. A NuNet integration that finally NuNet can be used, because we need to be able to use NuNet and use our compute to gain NuNet tokens in the bull run in 2025. Because if NuNet does not bring out something that works, so we can rent out our compute, our data, our whatever, and earn NuNet tokens during the bull run, then nobody will be interested in NuNet anymore. And this is, look at Grass, look at the Grass video. This is a huge, huge user base that there is. And this user base will grow in the bull run even bigger. So there's huge potential for compute, for data, for users, for people who get into the ASI Alliance and learn more about it. If they don't bring that out during the bull run, much, much less people will be interested in it. Because then it's the crypto is a scam and will go to zero narrative again for 3 years. This is just what it is. So yeah, maybe the way they will do it in Q1. They talk about compute in Q1 a lot, so we'll see if NuNet is part of that. And then the third thing that I'm a little bit disappointed. Of course, it's not the priority. Other things are more important, but that's the hypercycle integration with everything will happen in Q4. It's a little bit much time. I would have loved to see that a lot sooner. It happens a little bit late, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not the focus. Other things are more important. I still would have liked to see that a little bit sooner. Yeah, but these are my 3 main critique points here. And again, overall, I think this roadmap is okay, but not amazing. Good. All right, guys, this is the roadmap, ASI Alliance 2025. I'll keep you updated. I will for sure tell you when we can finally stake on our tokens on the Cortex model. Tomorrow, you will get your video about Cortex where I'll break down the report a little bit. Not all of that because the video was too long as it is already, but a little bit. And I actually don't have that much time today, so I got to run in a few minutes. Don't forget to hit the like button. Huge shout out to you, Judy. Thank you for you being here. Thank you for you being so amazing, always motivating the chat a little bit. Really happy to see that. And yeah, for me, this was it for this year. Obviously, maybe I have some in-between streams somewhere at one point, especially when something amazing happens. So watch out for that. Maybe I will pop up and then I'll just talk about cool stuff that happens. But I don't expect that much to happen over the holidays, over Christmas. So I hope all of you have an amazing rest of your year, amazing holidays, a great new year, and I'll all see you in January next year. And don't expect too many videos from me. You will get your Cortex video. You will get an update if we can stake our tokens for sure. I will tell you. I make a hasty, grainy phone recording. Hey guys, we can stake our tokens. Something like that. You will get that. Maybe even a live stream. But aside from that, I'm saying have a great rest of your year. I'm saying goodbye for 2025. Thank you so much for being here, for being on the stream. I know it's not a big community here, and that's probably because I don't have hype topics, right? I try to keep everything grounded in fundamentals. And I love that a small community is developing around that, has developed over this last year. People who are really interested in the fundamentals of the ASI Alliance, of what is going on there, and are not just blindly looking at, oh, my crypto token is to go up. So I'm very, very happy for every single one of you, for all of you being here. And yeah, let's have a last look at the Bitcoin price chart before I say goodbye for 2024. Did I just say 2025 before? Obviously, I mean 2024. Yeah, my brain is already in family holiday mode, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, let's take a different chart here. Let's use Binance. Good. So, oh, apparently I have been here already. Oh yeah, I've been here. Remove drawings. Good. Now our month is looking fantastic. Look at that, looking freaking beautiful. We are poised for great bull run. What we want to look at now is just, let's get rid of the moving averages. Man, the Binance chart is not long enough. Coinbase. Yeah, good. Oh yeah, I've been here before as well. Good. What we want to look at is, so bull run year was here. So this is December, here's January. Bull run year goes to here. This is from December to December, bull run year of 2021. Let's look at the bull run year of 17. So no, it starts here already. All right. So this is bull run year of 17. Okay, so we have, that's not really a red candle, but yeah, January, March, a dip in March, and then we have here a dip in September. And then obviously the bear market started in the next year. So that's why I say maybe we can get a peak in January 2026 or whatever, like you see here, but be prepared that November, December, something like there will be our bull market top. So in about a year. So if you look at going into this year, just like here, we are going very green into that year. Then the year starts out very strong. The year here also, it didn't start out that strong, but the year here starts out very strong. Then we have our dip here in April. The summer dip, April, huge dip in May, sell in May, walk away, June, and then we have a last run here. And then basically we have our top in November. So when we look at this, we would also expect, where do we have, whoops, not that line, this line. All right, let's actually do that. So we would have a candle here, right here, 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 here. Whoops. And let's have a think about what we can expect from this next year. All right, so what we can expect is probably, and this is just in accordance with how markets move, is a pretty good January, likely a pretty good January, and it's a little bit stupid here, so I have to make it like this. Yeah, a pretty good January and likely also a pretty good February. Now, if we look here, yeah, January and February are pretty good. The most bullish months here was March. And if we look here, we had a kind of shit January and a shit February. And then stuff really started to take up pace during the summer, which is a little bit unusual, because usually we get a summer dip in markets. So, of course, stay open-minded. Everything can happen. But what I would expect is that we get a strong January, February, maybe an okay March. And then we'll likely get a dip around April and May for a pre-summer dip, something like that. Then we'll have probably and guys, what I'm saying here, this is just how markets usually move. If you want to learn more about that, join the 99 Crypto Lifer, best trading group, best market analysis group that you can find out there. But yeah, this is how markets usually move. So we'll get probably a pretty lethargic summer where not a lot of stuff happens and people already think, oh, crypto is stupid, crypto is a scam, nothing happens here. And then we'll likely get a huge finale for September, October, November, and December. Something like that. I will leave it here on that chart, and then we'll see in about a year how good my prediction was. So maybe we have the top somewhere here, and then a long and sad bear market starts. That looks like this, right? Something like that. Good. So this is round about how I would expect the next year to look like based on how markets usually function and work. So when we should reach highs around here, obviously we can have a summer run, all can be great and amazing. But guys, if we reach highs here in February, March, take some profits, okay? You don't have to sell everything, but take some profits, okay? Just some, just so that you have enough, and that you cannot be caught with your pants down, okay? Actually, where's my top here? Not my top call yet, but yeah, something like that, probably. So you can buy back in during that dip. There will be a dip, okay? So take some profits. There will be dips, and there will probably be a huge dip somewhere. Obviously, everything can happen, not financial advice. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, likely during the summer throughout there, somewhere we'll see a slightly larger dip where you can buy back a few things. And who knows, maybe we just have a black swan at one point. So if we should get these highs, take some profits. This is all I'm saying. Maybe, I don't know, 10%, 20%. Don't have to sell everything, but don't get too greedy, okay? Don't be the person that stays in, write it all the way back up, thinks it cannot go any lower. It will only go up forever, and then you write it all the way back down into the bear market. Don't do that to yourself, okay? I would expect the next months to be pretty bullish, the next few months, January, February, March. And if they are, again, take some profits. And that's what I'm leaving you with. Bitcoin is looking well, all is looking good. We are very much on for an amazing bull run. Our economy is looking great. And after that bull run, we are probably on for a very, very devastating and bad financial crisis. The way things are at the moment, we'll probably have an overall very, very bad financial crisis going into 2026. Obviously, I'm just reading tea leaves here, right? I'm reading coffee grounds. I don't know. I'm looking into my crystal ball. But this is just how it kind of looks like. Everything can happen. Just be prepared, okay? I just want you to be prepared for all of that. Good. And with that being said, have an amazing rest of your day. Have a fantastic rest of your year. I'll see you all in 2026 in January. And yeah, don't do anything I wouldn't do. All right. Bye, guys. See you.